on, guys. Try to give yourself flexibility in your travel time. I know that's obvious, but again, going back to that comfort, or what I was saying before about, you know, your standards and what quality you want. I hated it when we booked, you know, flights at 6 AM, 3 AM, you know, buses, ferries, you know, yeah, it's cheaper, and sometimes you have to, don't get me wrong. But whenever possible, I'd book in or try to plan in some flexibility so I could have a bit of a sleep in, a bit of a rest, just so, you know, I was having a better quality experience. Because trust me, when you do those sort of trips, okay, I'm in a city today, and then okay, I have to get up at 3 AM to catch my flight. So I do that. I haven't actually slept. Even if I went to bed early, about 9, 10 o'clock, I didn't really get good quality sleep. I'm rushing, I'm still packing, I want to make sure I haven't forgot stuff. I haven't even eaten. Oh gosh, I get a coffee on the way, and oh, some fast food, and get on the plane, and I'm rushing, and go through security, and oh, I have to go through security again. Right? It's just stressful. So you become stressed and you have a bad trip, right? So it's up to you. I mean, I know guys that did that. They were rushing, like I said, they were just stressed and arguing all the time. That includes me. You know, I had some bad experiences too. I met some really cool Americans. They partied, they had a great time, and man, they missed their flight. They missed an international flight, so they had to rebook. You know, pretty expensive. You know, just because they had this ridiculous flight really early in the morning and they weren't being realistic. They were out partying, whatever. They crashed out. They couldn't get up because they were out drinking and partying the night before. Alright? So, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but plan for it. Give yourself a day off. Give yourself an extra day of rest. Okay? Or use a, whatever. That bit of flexibility. So, sorry, I'll move on. Try to book your flights and your accommodation early. I know it sounds obvious, but some people have this go with the flow culture, and that was very, very common in Philippines, and Thailand and Vietnam. You know, there's nothing wrong with it, and I certainly enjoy it. But when it comes to flights and accommodation, major travel, book it early if you can. Tours, adventures, activities, you can book it in country, and usually when you do it that way, you get it cheaper. So if I book an activity like elephant riding in Thailand, if I booked that in Australia, it would have been way, way more expensive. So I just, you know, my hotel, my flights, they were all booked before I went. Ferries, buses, even some local flights and some transportation, you can even just get cheap on the fly. But usually when it comes to flights and hotels, yeah, try to book it early. Okay, so you'll get better deals and you have more variety. I mean, a simple example was when we went to Palawan, you know, if you saw the video, the hotels in the area we went to, Porto Princesa, were booked out. I'm not kidding, it was a very popular tourist season. Very popular, beautiful tourist island. We got there, go with the flow, let's find a hotel, they were booked out. Okay? And finally, we used some connections and we found one and it was fine. But, yeah, just things like just having that variety as well. And, you know, better prices, it's good. Next tip, yeah, lockable luggage. Now, that's what I was saying before, if you don't have a working safe, so there were times I went to a hotel, it had a safe, but it was broken. So they even advertised it had a safe, that's why I booked it, but it was broken, or it was being serviced, or whatever, for whatever reason, you know, it just didn't work. So a great little tip, just a little padlock. Okay guys? Just a simple little combination padlock, or a key padlock, but obviously a combination, you don't have to worry about losing the key, or keeping the key. You can lock your luggage. Okay? It's not perfect. Most luggage can be broken or cut open, but it slows the thief down. You could even use like a bike lock, like a chain lock or a cord lock. I wouldn't carry a chain, it's too heavy. But just like those bicycle wire locks, they're very, very strong. And you could use it to obviously chain up your baggage or whatever, or something valuable, if you didn't have a safe. And that actually happened in Sagada. You know, I'm traveling with this group of friends, this group of people, and we're sleeping in the loft, the Rock Inn, a great place by the way. So we're at the Rock Inn, and they're like, can we put our purses and our possessions in your bag? And I was like, what? And they go, we all brought backpacks, we didn't bring a luggage case. Checked luggage, right? So I was like, oh, okay, you know, being nice, you know, we've become friends. So they put all their stuff in there, I locked it up with the padlock, even just for that peace of mind, that security. You know, when the cleaners come and clean the room, you know, most of the time, I never had a problem, but just to have that extra level of security and safety. But really, really handy. Checked luggage. So straight on to the topic of checked luggage. Usually when I travel, I'll use checked luggage, and I encourage it. Most flights will have a limit. For example, you book a flight, they'll say you get to have up to 23 kilograms of checked luggage. Or 20 kilograms, you know, whatever the limit is. And if they don't, I'll pay for it. The reason why, sometimes there's things that you want to have. You can put it in your checked luggage, not a problem. Even like nail clippers. Just having some nail clippers or some small scissors, you can't bring that on a plane, right? Because they're sharp. They're sharp metal items. So you put it in your checked luggage, no problem. Secondly, I will usually travel with around 15 to 20 kilograms of weight. Usually 15, I keep it around that. So lean and mean. Keep the weight down as much as possible, and we'll get into that with the other stuff. But the reason why you have extra space and weight for souvenirs. You know, in a lot of these countries, the dollar converts well. You can buy cheap stuff, clothing, gadgets, whatever, it's all great, but you can put it in your luggage, you know, you need that space, you need that flexibility. So, yeah, checked luggage is awesome. And as I said, you can use the luggage also as a lockable case, if you have a lock. Okay, moving on. Make an effort to learn the local language and the local greetings, guys. It's not hard. Take you a few minutes and just practice. Practice and ask locals, did I say it properly? Can you teach me? Most of them are happy to teach you. Especially in the main 3 countries I'll be talking about, you know, in Pacific Asia. People are very nice. They're actually very nice, very friendly. You see them, you just sit down and watch them. They're very happy, often nice people. But you've got to make that effort. Make that effort to just show a little bit of respect and learn about the culture. So, I'll give you some examples. I mean, just learn how to say hello, goodbye, please and thank you. You know, if you're in Australia or America, you'd expect someone to be able to say hello, goodbye, please and thank you. You know? So, I mean, oh gosh, I'm really rusty now. I think in Thai, forgive me if I don't say it properly, but in Thai, you can research it, do your research. It's Saudi cup. Cup means mal. So remember, drinking cup means mal. And then the Thai salute is this. They were making fun of me, going, are you Buddhist? Are you praying? I go, what do you mean? I was going like this, holding my hands out, and they go, that's praying, man, that's Buddhist. Thai is like this, to the chest. That's men and women. You go, you salute like that, okay? That's just a sign of respect. And they don't touch much. You can, they know. You can shake hands, they know a lot of foreigners like to shake hands. But even just paying respect like that, okay, makes a big difference. And that would give me a discount. Talking to people nicely, showing respect, I'd get a discount. You know, I'd get better prices. On everything, food, shopping. And secondly, I didn't get in trouble. I didn't get in fights, I didn't get robbed. You know, I didn't get threatened or anything. Other guys did. We saw them. We saw people getting in fights and crazy stuff. But that's another story. Saudi ka, okay, again in Thai. Ka means female. So a woman must say Saudi ka. A man says Saudi cup. Cup like a drink. Saudi, yeah. Forgive my accent, my Australian accent. So just things like that. My ow, again, forgive my accent. My ow means no in Thai. So people are saying, buy my watch, buy this, buy that, buy. You go, no, please, give me money, no. You know, it's very tourist orientated, very commercial. So when people, I'm trying to get them to go away, I said, my ow, because I said it in their language, you know. And even if I didn't know how to say it, I'd say, no, thank you, please, no more. You know, just be polite, be respectful about it. But even better, say it in their language and they'll probably leave you alone. Yeah, just things like that. That was Thailand, obviously. Body language and comfort zones. I mean, a good example of that is, like I said, in Thailand, they don't really touch much. You can hug, you can handshake. They know we're foreigners, we're tourists. But in Vietnam, that was a problem. That was a huge problem in Vietnam because I'm a very, as you can tell, hyperactive, you know, energetic person. And, you know, I like to be friendly and talk to people. So people got freaked out in Vietnam. They're like, who's this guy? And why does he want to touch me? And, you know. So I was like trying to shake their hand, and usually that's okay. They know. In Vietnam, they're like, yeah, shake hand, it's okay. I was like, no, let's get a photo. So I put my arm around someone, and they're like, oh, hey, why are you putting your arm around me? Hey, take it easy. So it was just a culture shock, you know, just respecting the culture. Another good example was, I hugged the lady. I said, oh, auntie, come. And she goes, what? In Vietnam. I said, the dinner was delicious. Your restaurant, delicious food, beautiful, thank you. She says, oh, you're welcome. So I shook her hand. She said, thank you, sir. I'm glad you enjoyed my restaurant. And I hugged her. Anyway, look, I'll stop babbling on. But the point is, her husband came out and got upset. And he was like, why are you hugging my wife? And she was even like, oh, it's okay, he's a customer. But she said, sir, you shouldn't hug lady. You should not touch lady. Handshake? Okay. But do not touch lady. I said, oh, okay. And I even spoke to some friends, and they're like, look, Younger people are usually a bit cooler, a bit more okay. But even though she was married and even though she understood, you were saying thank you, you love the food at the restaurant. Yeah, it's not come to touch in Vietnam. Okay. So I mean, in America or Australia, I'd say, hey man, good to see you, and I'd give you a hug. You know, like you can see I'm being friendly. But some countries doesn't fly. Philippines was fine, you know, but that was a good one. I learned this is a good one, especially when you're dealing with elders. I mean, obviously I was seeing friends or people a bit closer to, you know, it's almost like asking permission. You grab their hand and you put it to your head. So you get their hand, put it to your head. It's like just asking permission, like when you go to someone's house, just showing respect. So if you go to a person's house and their parents are there, show respect, get their hand, put it to your head. You don't have to. Again, use what works for you. But just to give you an idea, guys, learn about these things. When you get there, ask or watch. You know, get a cold drink or your coffee and just sit somewhere and watch. Watch how people interact with each other and ask, why do they do that thing with their hands and how do you say hello? Yeah, it's not too hard. Make the effort. Don't be afraid to barter and negotiate. I found usually you start at about 25% or 1/4. So if there's a guy trying to sell me something, going, sir, I'll sell you this padlock for 2,000 baht. I'll say, how about 500? And then we'll negotiate and maybe settle on 600 or something. So usually 25% or 1/4 you can negotiate. Depends how good you are at it. But usually that's what they price at too. They price 4 times higher than the local price. But understand, hey, locals do get a different price because they don't have the dollars that we have. You know, the dollar converts well, they understand that. And we're tourists, you know. Okay, but moving on.